Hello, my name is Hollis, and today's topic is on Excel data validation. The reason for this video is I'm using Excel spreadsheet validating data for a timesheet. So the spreadsheet is actually a timesheet. You can use it in any particular vertical market, but I use it for building management. So in any vertical market, you have a location where someone has to show up, and then there's a function that they have to perform. You match that name to the function. You match that who signs in, if they sign in on time, if they don't. And then you actually find out if they might have a family emergency. You might have to contact them. So this is basically the reason why I'm using data validation. I'm using it as a timesheet, and it works really well. I really love it, and I'm glad I created it. I'm just glad Excel had data validation where I could use it. So before we begin, please subscribe, like, share this channel, and please leave a comment. I read all my comments. So under sign in, you go into column D, row 7. Then you go over to data. There's a selection for data validation. You can select data validation. Now under allow any value, there's several choices, but we're going to use the list choice. And our source, we'll type our source here. I usually use select. And just click OK. So what I would do is, before I say yes or no, I would just say select to identify that I haven't recorded if they signed in or did not sign in. And in order to make this go down to everyone, I'll just basically just copy it all the way down. And it should look like this. And you can select yes, this person signed in, no. Okay, now we're going to use the data validation time function. So we go back to data validation. Under allow any value. With all these multiple choice, we'll now do time. The time that I usually put in to validate is between 5 a.m. Just to get you can do anything you want here, but I use 5 a.m. and then at 9 p.m. So nobody can sign out later than this time. Nobody can sign in earlier than that time, or any other value that doesn't match that validation. So what I would do is I would copy that time all the way down. Then you can start, logging people in as whatever device that you use to record people actually signing in. And you could put basically 6:30 a.m. Let's say 7 a.m. 6:45 a.m. You can't just put a 0 here. It doesn't work. It'll make it invalid. So you just cancel. This person never signed in. You can just move it over and just highlight that person basically didn't come in. This person actually did come in, but they said they came in at 4, right? So if you put 4, 8, See, not possible. The time you come in is at basically you can't start until like 5 a.m. It should look like this at the end, and then you have your timesheet for the day, and you could put a date up here. Right here, just put your date, and that's it. It works perfect for me, trust me. This works excellent. Repeat some steps here on signing out. You just basically sign out. You go to data validation, validate your data. Remember, go under allow any value. The selection you're going to use here is list. Like I did earlier, typed in what I want in the list. And okay, then copy it all the way down. Like I do, click select first, and then you copy it all the way down. And you can just start saying, yes, yes, yes. You go back and you go up to data validation again. Repeat the process. Allow, go to time in, 5 a.m. Latest timeout, 9 p.m. Click OK. Bring your time, copy it all the way down. This person also signed in, yes. And you can say this person signed out at 5 p.m. This person at 4 p.m. This person signed out at 4:30 p.m. And basically it should look like this. Well, no timesheet or spreadsheet is good without some notes. So here we're going to add some notes here. So John is superintendent, and he assigned tasks to the handyman. Robert, a janitor, should wipe down railings, and the handyman is going to fix leaky faucet. But it should look like this, and that's pretty good as far as notes. Excel makes life even easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a column table. So the first thing I would do is to copy this, and you select column J on the same line. You just go ahead and paste it. Escape. Then you want to copy this entire row. Control copy. I use Control V. So the row is already, copied over. We're just going to make this, what we're doing is creating a table. And we'll take all the color away. Just say no color, so the database looks vanilla. And then down here, we'll start data validation for a column table. And so you want to select all this. and you go to data validation, and you want to have list, but your source will be here. Thank you for watching the Excel data validation timesheet. I hope you got it and you can use it in your vertical market. It works well for me. I don't know what I do with that. So I'm glad you went through, you learned about the data validation list and also data validation list, but your source will be in a column table. And also we went through data validation in time. So we use those three functions. I kind of built on top of the functions because it worked. So I'm glad that I was able to, express this information to you. I'm looking for other topics. If you have one, please leave a comment below, and I'll see if it's in line of what I'm doing or in line of any vertical market that shares the same functionality. Please like, share, subscribe, and like I said, leave that comment. I need comments. Have a great day.